All right, showing the hangouts, and we're showing live on YouTube. All right, hello, my people. It's your redneck from Cali, Nate and BJ. We are doing this week's Syndi-Comics weekly stream. So hope everybody that can come out. I shared this around to a couple of groups today, so definitely. We want some participation out of the crowd too, definitely. Because we're here to talk to you guys. You know, it's not just me and BJ talking about back and forth, which we both enjoy doing that, but we definitely want to talk to you guys. So welcome in Rabbit Hammer and Nightwalker. Thank you guys for coming in. Nightwalker says, "Holy sweat, it's Green Day." Um, Yeah, so BJ was kind of, he was laughing at me too because this is all gone now because it was just getting too hot for this stuff. Um, and welcome in, Prulio. Um, so we've got some stuff to talk about tonight. One thing I want to go back to is from last week. BJ and I was talking about the DC Universe subscription service. So had some time, did some digging around, looked at the site, and it costs $80 for a year to just get access to the site, and that's the pre-order cost. So the regular cost is going to be even more. Um, and yes, Nightwalker, we have the time to listen to you whine. Um, but the service looks like it's pretty much inclusive of a lot of stuff though. I mean, for $80 you get the animated movies, you get the TV series, you get other movies as well, like the old DC movies. So if you want to go watch them out there and digitally, it's going to be out there for you. So um, I just don't know if I can put that kind of money down to something I might watch occasionally. There's this thing called Fire Stick from Amazon that I have, and I get pretty much everything I can want through that. What do you think, BJ?
If you break it down, it's less than $8 a month. Um, it's not bad, but if you do it monthly like you can do with Netflix, not too bad. You have to take away like an extra value meal a month though. So maybe you just will hold off until I guess it's foot down and starts getting more and more real. I mean, more new shows and maybe some limited series or movies that are just on that show or on that channel. So yeah, just hold up, see what it is, and maybe see what the reviews are and whatnot.
Yeah, and that was the thing is like there was no option for a monthly. It was you had to pay the whole 80 up front. Um, so 'cause if it had been monthly, I'd have been all over that. I mean, I'm like you. I mean, I pay for Netflix too because I love a lot of stuff Netflix does, especially with Marvel, and the movies and stuff. But the big catch is like if they can go to monthly, that's going to save so much people a lot because it gives them time to look at it too. And actually make an evaluation. Or if they would have like a free trial of it, like if you got like a week, to try it out to see if you liked it. Netflix used to do that. It used to be you get a month free, to try it out, see if you like it, then you got charged, every month to do it. Now, granted, that was back when it was $7.99. I think we're up to what $11.99 a month now for Netflix. Um, but that's kind of the catch 22 is that if you give them a trial basis, then it helps out the community as well.
I uh I pay a little bit more because I'm getting the 4K uh channels or all the Netflix originals and some other non-originals come in 4K. So I'm paying 15 a month plus four other people can stream. So I got one of my couple of my friends and then my nephew.
So, and that works out. Like for us, it's just us. Usually, it's me or the wife one watching it, and we don't have a 4K TV. So, kind of for us, it's like, we'll just stick with the normal. Hey, James, husband, how you doing, man? Um, I'm interested to see like what they're gonna come out with. I mean, like I said, if they come out with a monthly, I'll try it out. I just want to see it because, like, I do want to watch Titans. I mean, that Titan show looks awesome. I want to see that. I want to see Batwoman. I want to see how they do those characters because those are the kind of characters that kind of appeal to me from the DC world. Not a lot of the main ones that they've had lately. Like, I'm not a big fan of Arrow. I like the Flash because it's funny and it's kind of reminds me of the old Barry Allen, that we used to have with Jeff Johns and those kind of guys. So I really like that one. DC Legends Tomorrow's been phenomenal. I love that show. I love the concept of it. Um, but I'm interested to see how it's going to turn out this year with the new season because Constantine's going to be a member of the Legends.
I would love to see Constantine on on that streaming site. That one, I'll probably rent it for a month or so. Maybe
Oh
get
yeah.
somebody to take me with me or something. I don't know. I
Well,
got a
that was
couple
one
friends
of
around here.
the shows they should have kept on the actual syndication was Constantine, but it didn't need to be on like NBC. I mean that's the only problem with Constantine is it's one of those ones. It's like a Netflix series, It's a dark series, and it's usually rated R or rated mature because of the content that's in it. Hell, I mean, if you think about it, he's smoking all day, he's conjuring up spirits and destroying demons. So that's what Constantine does.
That actor who portrays him is doing such a great job, and I'm glad that they were able to throw him in here and there in a couple episodes of the CW universe. Every time he's on there, I gotta watch it. He does a really good job.
Well, and we got Swamp Thing coming out too. So I mean, to me, they're already setting up the stage for Justice League Dark already. I mean, you've got Constantine, you got Swamp Thing. All we're gonna need is Zatanna to come in, and then maybe like the Demon. I would love to see the Demon get its own show, or at least be part of a show. To see Etrigan show up.
Oh yeah, and definitely Dead Man too.
Yeah, Dead Man is one of those weird ones that they're gonna have a hard time doing, I think, in syndication, because
Hmm.
being able to explain it properly for people, especially new people that doesn't understand what Dead Man's all about, understand like how he got his powers, which is ironically, if you think about Dead Man, he is the DC version of Iron Fist. He went to a country, its own little like universe kind of area. He became alive in that area, but then he's able to incorporate as a ghost in the main world. Um, but the cool part is that they never talk about it a lot of times is that he can go possess people's bodies. And that was the coolest factor they used to do in the old Neil Adams day. That's
Hmm.
why I love that Neil Adams series that came out with Dead Man this last year because he was in there jumping in bodies like it was nothing. And he was just going
Yeah.
back and bouncing forth.
Yeah, he would probably be in like a, a guest appearance and probably maybe like a Constantine or even Swamp Thing, just to bring that character in to start him off, and then bringing it together into the Justice League Dark series, which would be great.
It was. Well, and they had an opportunity to do it too in Legends last year because they had the circus around the same time frame, where they had the Graysons and they also had the Dead Man times, but they didn't do it because it was probably too close into what they were going to tie into with the new series, the Swamp Thing and things like that coming out. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we do get an actual Dead Man appearance sometime this year.
Absolutely.
All right, so we got some comments, man. We got people talking to us. We got to talk to the people. All right,
Hello,
so
everybody.
we got KJ's in the house, Jamel, Dew Dog, he's there. Let's see, we got Color the Bear, Art, and let's see. So welcome everybody in. Thank you guys for coming by. We're just in here BS talking about comics and movies and stuff like that. The big one, of course, this week that came out was Captain Marvel, and I kind of want to talk about that because I'm a huge Captain Marvel fan, but not the current Captain Marvel. I am a big Marvel fan. I read a lot of his stuff from the '70s and '80s and '90s. When Jim Starlin was doing a lot of his stuff with Marvel and Warlock and those kind of books. It's interesting that the actual pictures they showed yesterday from Entertainment Weekly is like, hey, Jude Law is going to be Marvel, but Captain Marvel is the actual focus. They're going to talk a little bit about the Kree Skrull War. Um, and I liked how they did that because they brought Ronan back, which Ronan, of course, was a Kree. He was, but he was a kind of I'm not going to say traitor Kree, but he wanted to go do his own way of thinking and do his own thing during the Kree War. and the Supreme Cree intelligence never really approved of it.
Yeah, I did see some of the pictures. Looks good. Glad Ronan's back. Kind of different seeing Samuel L. Jackson with hair in his head and a lot younger. But I'm excited, ready to see this preview. Hopefully, be coming out in the next couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, I'm hoping the trailer does drop because from the pictures, it looked like there was two versions of Captain Marvel there though. I could tell was like they had here's what happened with the war side of it, and then like here's what's happening now. Because
Hmm.
you could tell the difference in the uniforms because with the uniform she had with Marvel, it was the old green Kree uniform
Hmm.
versus the American standard one that she was wearing. But the best part was when I saw Samuel L. Jackson with hair, I was like, all I could think about was a Royale with cheese. I'm like, dude, where was he at?
I was thinking of New Jack City.
New
You
Jack, yeah, even better.
know?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's gonna have to be a. They've already said it's slated in the '90s, which is before everything happened, before anything like Iron Man related or anything else happened. So the big thing we got to see is what are they actually going to do with it? Is it going to change, or are they going to actually say, okay, here's the war that happened that nobody remembers but Shield, you know? And that's kind of the little irritating factor. And I have no idea why my video is jacked up again tonight. Um, but the what irritates me is that they don't explain that right now because we have to go watch the movie. They're gonna tie a lot of stuff in. I think in that movie.
Yeah, and Agent Coulson's coming back for this as well, which is great. I'm glad to see him out there. And it's got to be have to have some it, with at least a out space war or something because just to weave her into the MCU, she's never been kind of seen or nothing like that. So she's got to be off planet fighting the Kree or the Skrulls until now.
Yeah, it's definitely because I mean I was thinking about it too. It's like this would be the good avenue to introduce Alpha Flight and the X Men too,
Oh yeah, yep,
because in the current comics, Captain Marvel's a member of Alpha Flight. And Alpha Flight's in space and they're running everything from the space sector.
yep,
So it'd be interesting to see if they can tie that in a little bit. It's probably a push because of the timing for Captain Marvel or Marvel coming out. So we'll have to see. The only thing I am interested in though is there is no origin story at all. They've already said that they're not really going to be telling an origin story. It's going to be like she's already there. She's already been doing this stuff. They're going to start like Marvel, Captain Marvel, and then Marvel together, like a little bit of training or something like that. But it's not going to be the big back origin story like we've got with Spider-Man and Iron Man and everything else. So we'll have to see because that's a different scenario they never did really in the MCU universe. Like we've got an origin story with every one of them so far, like where Thor came from, where Hulk came from. Um, so they're going to have to like do a little bit of that though because a lot of people don't know who Captain Marvel is, especially this version of Captain Marvel.
that's true.
All right, and let's see. We got some comments. Let's see. All right. G Dog says you got the SDCC Aquaman box set today. Congratulations, brother. Um, so big thing. The other thing I wanted to bring up too tonight was the new Spider-Man movie coming up. There've been a lot of rumors out there right now that this movie, of course, could be set in two different time frames. One, it can be, Kevin Feige has said it's after Avengers 4. But they've also said it could also be a prequel to Infinity War, like a reset. Um, because they've shown pictures of like Gamora being alive. They've shown pictures of like, some of the other guys back alive, Coulson and Jackson and everybody else back alive. So it tells me that there is something really going on with the Spider-Man movie.
Really, I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I read it this morning through CBR. And there was a lot of talks like, hey, what happens? Because they're gonna if they're gonna keep them dead, that's great. I wish they would just keep characters dead. Makes it a lot easier, bring new characters in. But if they're gonna do a reset, because we all know how Infinity War and Infinity Gauntlets work. Somebody's going to get it. Somebody's going to do a reset, and it's never going to happen. So it's just a matter of time to what that happens. We already know we're going to have a new set of Avengers in Avengers 4 because everybody else is dead right now, from Infinity War. So we're
Right.
going to have to see what they do. But they're actually in a new like reality right now. I mean, because now that everybody's dead, this has been a change to what the timeline was, what they currently had. So we'll have to see where they go with it.
Yeah, and that probably would bring in the Fantastic Four, the X Men with this new reality. So that's not a bad way to do it.
Well, and the cool thing being too is that what Thanos can do is, I mean, in the comics, it's all about him helping out Death, wanting to be with Lady Death.
All right.
They've not really introduced that character in MCU yet. So he caused a lot of deaths with Infinity Gauntlet. Um, they need to bring her into it. I mean, bring in her, bring in Eternity, bring in the High Tribunal. They haven't brought in those big characters. There's only one they've really done like that, and that was Ego. They brought
Yeah.
Ego in, and that was it. The other character they've not talked about is Above All, which is the Marvel version of God. He's above everybody.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see if they bring that into the place.
If they don't
Uh,
bring it into the sequel, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought it into the next Doctor Strange movie.
yeah, because I mean they kind of hinted that with Dormammu. Dormammu is an actual elder. Elder god. He's not just a sorcerer. So I mean you had him, Mephisto, Heracles. You've had a lot of these other gods characters they've nearly not used. Um, if they set it up right, though, I mean, the Defenders, the Netflix series, they need to set up a Ghost Rider movie. Is what they need to do. They need to set up a Ghost Rider or at least a series or something like that, and then bring in all these other characters. Like I saw a thing the other day that Wesley Snipes is talking to Marvel now about Blade again.
Hmm.
So if you have the opportunity to have Wesley Snipes back as Blade, let's get somebody new be Ghost Rider. Johnny Blaze. Now we do have the Robbie Reyes version of Ghost Rider already. We got that in Agents of Shield last year.
Right.
Um, but but we need a Johnny Blaze version of it, and not Nicolas Cage. He should never ever be allowed to touch Marvel ever again.
No, maybe Baron Zemo. He could touch that one. um,
Yes.
but yeah, I would like to see a series and maybe bring it into like they did with Defenders, do it with Spirits of Spirits of Vengeance kind of thing. Bring them all together.
Well, and they kind of did that with the Blade movies. They brought in Hannibal King. They had Blade with him. The only people we're missing is Morbius, and Ghost Rider, because I mean, it depends on which version of Spirits of Vengeance they do. Like if they do like the '90s version where you had Johnny Blaze, you had Hannibal King, you had Ghost Rider, you had Blade, you had Morbius, you had the Darkhold guys
Hmm.
as well. It depends on how they do that. But Marvel's not really known for doing a lot of great horror movies. You know, I watched,
Hmm.
remember Man Thing? That movie was horrible. I remember watching it, and I bought it for $2 on a DVD, brand new out of Blockbuster. And I'm like, this is so bad. This is so cheesy. I'm like, oh God, no. But those are the kind of characters they need to work and develop a little bit if they want to do Spirits of Vengeance right. Like the dude who played Blackheart, you know, he played I loved how he played Blackheart. That was a great role. Of course, he doesn't look like the Blackheart that we know from comics,
Hmm.
the Sons of Mephisto, but it was still a good kind of tribute, to Blackheart. So maybe they can do something like that.
I barely remember that. I remember watching it on Sci-Fi Channel one time.
And Nightwalker saying this Nicolas Cage wants to be Spider-Man Noir, so that's never going to be good. Um, God no.
Yeah.
Well, and Rabbit saying that Norman Reedus wants to play Ghost Rider. I'm okay with him playing Ghost Rider. If Norman Reedus wants to come in and play it, I can see him playing that all day long. You know,
Yeah.
but the big thing he has to do though that's a little different is going to be like he has to bulk up some. He's a skinny kid, you know. When you see him, he's got to be a lot bigger, be able to take this on, you know. And then somebody needs to come in and be Vengeance as well.
Um, yeah, but he was already in Blade, the second movie. But of course, that was a while ago. There's one actor I can't think of his name right now. I thought he would be pretty good. I have to look it up on my tablet real quick.
Yeah.
Um, have you ever seen Warrior with Tom Hardy,
Yep.
the fight movie? That his brother in that movie. I wouldn't mind seeing him
Yeah.
as a.
He would be good. I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, I mean, um, get the guy who played in 300. You know that he would actually be a good Ghost Rider because
Yeah.
if you think about it, I mean, he's got the right stature, the right size, but he's actually got that presence too. Like he could be a Ghost Rider. When I see Norman Reedus, I think of Boondock Saints. I think of Walking Dead. That's what I always think about with him. So it's kind of a like he's always going to be the secondary character. He's not going to be the one to be up front, in charge of everything. You need somebody that's actually going to have some balls. I hate to say it, but have some balls and go out and kill people and do stuff.
Yeah.
But the cool thing, like I said, if they can do it, I mean, if they bring Blade back, it's almost a shoe in though that we're going to get Spirits of Vengeance down the road. I mean, if they bring Snipes back in to do, and the sad part is he's the only one that really can do Blade right. I think right now. I mean, I don't see many people that can really play it. They talked about Will Smith at one point. They talked about a couple other guys, but it's just like they don't fit Blade. And not the dude who played in that mini series either, the House of Kudaloo, whatever it was called, that little one-off show they had. That was horrible. Keep it to the same people. Now, the sad part is Ryan Reynolds played Hannibal King, in Blade. So we know we're not going to get him to play Hannibal King in the Marvel universe because he's Deadpool now. We always know him as Deadpool now.
Yeah.
So we would have to recast that one. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of characters I think could do it, but it's just they're obscure characters. It's not like you don't need a name brand person to be Hannibal King. You don't need name brand people to be Darkhold people.
Right.
You need name brand people for Blade, Morbius, and Ghost Rider.
Agreed.
And Gerard Butler. Yep, there you go. That's the name. And Nightwalker says Will Will Smith is too tall for Blade. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you see Blade, you don't think of a 6'5" tall guy. You think about a 6 foot kind of guy that's big and bulky and just get in, get out. It's fast. Uh, let's and we kind of hinted at it, though. Let's talk about X-Men in the MCU. Um, so there's been a lot of talk that Dark Phoenix now could be the gateway movie. That it causes the two universes to come together. If you remember in the X-Men animated series back in the '90s when the Phoenix ended up taking control of the Cyttorak, the whatchamacallit, the Cyttorak uh, jewel thing, the thing that causes everything to happen for the Phoenix. If the Phoenix takes control of that entity and that end of that jewel, that could cause a new universe or cause some dimensional rifts, that can come across. Um, that could be a good avenue, I think. The problem being is the timing. I mean, Fox has been kind of, delaying Phoenix coming out as well as New Mutants because they don't like what they've had so far with the movies. They already said they're going to do it. They said they're going to finish it and they're going to, show them. because they've already invested too much money into them.
Yeah.
Um, but if they're smart, they'll have it tie in versus Kevin Feige and all the guys, from MCU having to redo X Men. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys out there think? Let's see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Starjammers would be nice. Somebody just mentioned that. That would be pretty good. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I mean, so, but the cool thing is what are the, we could use the Starjammers as the platform with Captain Marvel too,
Oh
with Captain
yeah.
Marvel now being out in the space world versus being Star. I mean, just like Guardians, the Guardians of Captain Marvel one could come across the Starjammers, which of course, freaking Corsair is Scott Summers' dad, um, to bring the X Men into it. I mean, the cool thing is that there's a lot of characters they can use out there to bring the X Men in, bring the Fantastic Four in. I mean, holy hell! If you just think about it, if we brought Galactus into it, and this is what this is one key point I wanted to bring up. So they brought the Skrulls into Captain Marvel. Okay, the Skrulls were part of Fantastic Four's agreement originally with Fox. I wonder if they're kind of getting some leniencies between Fox and Marvel Studios to be able to use the scrolls. Because you remember, the Super Scroll is the enemy of Fantastic Four. I mean, it would be interesting to see if, hey, we're going to see Ronin versus the Super Scroll or Captain Marvel versus Super Scroll in this movie.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing that because we really don't know what Ronan's part is in the movie. I mean, would you have a second movie with Ronan as the main villain? You know, there's. I mean, I probably a good chance to see the Super Scroll. Um, they even can maybe use like the Ultimate Universe too to merge into this universe is with the MCU, like they did what with Secret Wars there, kind of just blended it all in there.
Well, and that's how I've always looked at the MCU universe. It's to me, it's the ultimate universe. Just the way they've handled everything. It's its own little thing. It doesn't. It's really not tied to anything. Um, but a lot of the storylines, that they have on Ultimates kind of transitioned over into the MCU universe. The only thing that they really haven't brought over, of course, would be Ultimate Extinction, Galactus, Ultimate X Men. But excuse me, they've got like that universe with hints of all the old 616 universe from Marvel into it.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's interesting. I mean, the main thing I want to see though is see them do something, or at least come up with a plan. Because all of us collectors, all of us fans of these shows, we're all kind of waiting. What's going to bring it in? I mean, we all know the
Hmm.
politics side of the house is going on, but it's like, come on, we're all waiting. Give us something here.
Yeah. Give us an idea, something we can think of, so we can throw it on Reddit and talk about it or the Facebook group.
Exactly. I mean, at least with DC, we know what they're doing. They're being transparent about all their shows and all their movies coming out. We're seeing all this stuff. Now, granted, Marvel's smart with doing that, of course, because they're making us go out there and think about things like come up with 1,000 theories. Get us interested in all their movies, so we're gonna go watch them all. DC, okay, I'm actually more interested in the DC shows than I am the DC movies. I've seen them all. Don't get me wrong. I've seen Justice League and all of them, whatnot. But I mean, out of all the movies coming out for DC, the one I want to see is the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh yeah, that one looks good. Um, I'll go see Aquaman. I will. It looks good. I think so. But yeah, the alternate Joker. Joaquin is an absolute terrific actor. Probably one of my top five favorite ones, and we'll see what his character brings out. Maybe like be like the comic book that's coming out with the three Jokers.
Yeah, with Batman Damned. I mean, that's gonna be freaking nuts. I've already
Yeah.
put that on my pull list because I can't wait to see that one come out. I mean,
Yeah.
the tagline was, is, "Did Batman finally do it? Did he kill the Joker?" You know, and now we're all gonna have to like speculate on what's gonna happen. Um, I just want to, I
Interesting.
want to see if they can actually turn it around though, and like they already did that with White Knight too, though. You know, they kind of had that where it was backwards, the backwards Elseworld story. So I hope it's just not one of those. I hope it's an actual real story within the Batman universe, because we need to get to that point. Because you think about it, they just had this, as bad as it is, they had the whole wedding scenario, with Tom King writing it. It's like, and they just walked away, and maybe that was what caused Batman to snap, and Batman finally kills the Joker. Would there be ramifications for that? That, hey, Batman finally killed somebody after 70 years. He finally killed the Joker. I would love those kind of stories, but that's kind
Mhm.
of why it's funny. Is like I don't remember. Maybe is DC came out with that new Black. It's called DC Black now, where people can just write stories, and put it into their little universe of DC one-shot stories or mini-series kind of things. I don't remember if Batman is one of those. That Batman Damned is a DC Black one, where it was just made within Black and it's not real. I mean, I'd love to see some of these actually have ties to the main DC universe.
Right. They're not kind of like what if kind of issues. Is that what the
Yeah.
black issues are? Okay. Hey, that'd be cool. Oh, I always like what would happen if this kind of, if this happened, this would lead into this kind of future, not how it is now. Those are always different. Something different is always nice.
Well, it's just like, man, we have Flashpoint, after Brightest Day,
Yeah.
where Barry screws up everything by, not letting his mom die. And then Thomas Wayne is now Batman because his son died and his wife is the Joker, and it was kind of a cool concept. It's like, hey, this is what happens when you mess with the time zones, the timelines. You had Aquaman and Wonder Woman that were married and then they got ticked off at each other. Okay, now it's Themyscira versus freaking all of the ocean, with Aquaman. So it's just like it's cool stories like
Mhm.
that. I liked Flashpoint. That was one of my favorite stories they've done in the last 20 years. But it's just one of those catch 22s. Is like there were so many books in that series, so many in the main crossovers, and so many of these. Are we walking and talking now?
No, I'm opening the door so my dog get in here.
uh,
There we go.
but hey, taxi toy hunters, toy collectors.
Yeah,
Um,
what's up, man? Hey, go check
Thanks.
out those videos, guys. That's his new side project for comic books and whatnot. That's Tattooed Toy Hunter right there.
That's right. Go
I
hang out. Now
subscribe.
he's got a partner with him too, though. There's the other guy is with him too.
We're gonna
Um,
have to get him on the live stream.
exactly. Uh, but yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of stories that they've done, in kind of an Elseworlds format. Um, I think that Black is supposed to kind of do as well. But what's interesting is like they just started up Vertigo again, with Sandman. So it's like, why don't you just put them into the Vertigo universe, or something like that, and let it happen, and then see if there's any issues down the road.
Yeah, I need to start getting into some more Vertigo. The ones I've mainly done so far is Preacher and Scout. I started I'm on the second volume of Brian K. Vaughan's Swamp Thing, but that's not really going into Swamp Thing at all. It's basically going through, I believe her name's Tiffany, his daughter,
Hmm.
and I need to get into a little bit more, so I'm gonna have to find some omnibus or some trades from those to get in some more of that. And the Sandman, it's on Hoopla, so I'll have to throw that in there.
Yeah, definitely highly recommend Sandman. If you get a chance, actually go read the old Swamp Thing from the '70s, where Alec
Mhm.
Holland is the Swamp Thing. I mean, those are some good stories, especially with Barry Windsor Smith doing the artwork back then. I mean, that was my favorite Swamp Thing. The new guy now is okay, but it's not the same. Because there's been like 5 versions of Swamp Thing so far in the DC universe.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see what else our people are saying to us today. Uh,
Nightwalker, Arkham Knight movie would be pretty cool, or a series on the DC stream would be even better.
mhm. Oh, Brad Campbell came in too. Uh, and Prulio says he just bought a bunch of Swamp Thing. Dude, you're gonna love Swamp Thing. I love it. I love reading those stories. You know, they're really intriguing stories. You know, and if you're gonna read Swamp Thing, then I'd highly recommend House of Mystery, House of Secrets, from the '70s, the late '70s, and of course, if you're gonna read anything Marvel related, you got to go read. Uh, Marvel Premiere, Marvel Spotlight on Ghost Rider. You know, they've got the Son of Satan, which actually is going to become even bigger soon because they're going to make him an actual character in the MCU. So by bringing him in, that actually opens some more doors too, to like having some of those other ones come in.
Cool.
All right, and then let's see. We talked Marvel, we talked DC. All right, let's talk some Image. So
Ooh,
Spawn. Let's talk about the new Spawn movie.
okay.
So there, we kind of hit on it last week. You know that Greg McTerra is going to be working on it with Todd McFarlane, but they're kind of changing kind of what the storyline is going to look like right now.
Okay.
You know, it's not focused on Spawn himself, but more focused on the people around him, with Sam and Twitch, and they're going to have some stuff. Don't get me wrong, they're going to be, having some Spawn stuff, but they're not really focused on it. What do you think about that?
Uh, I don't know. I'm still kind of disappointed from the first Spawn movie. It was okay, but I mean, you brought along a good special effects guy, and you've got a pretty good, a big character, Jamie Foxx, and then who was the other person they brought in for one of the detectives?
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head.
My head's broken right now. Um, but I don't know. I gotta see a preview. That's the best I can do for myself to let's see if I go see it. I mean, I'll watch it. If not in theater, then I'll probably buy it, and no matter what, because it's a comic book movie. Um, but with I read the latest Walking Dead, but at the end, you know how Image always gives you a couple of pages of new stories coming out. This one looked really interesting. It's called Murder Falcon, and it's done by Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. Just a couple of pages I saw was pretty awesome. You got this kid, long hair, the about to battle a monster, and he brought out his guitar, and it's like I brought metal.
Nah, rock metal.
And then when he plays his guitar, this giant chicken with a robot arm comes out, and he has to battle this beast now while he's playing his music. I'm like, dude, this is so freaking awesome. So that one's I'm gonna definitely check that one out. It is coming out in October.
Okay.
The metal fuels him, and the name is um I guess the name of the chicken's Metal or Murder Falcon. Falcon.
It looks like a cross between like a Cable and Lobo, kind of storyline.
I like if you ever read Chew, you have a El Pollo in there.
Yep,
So that's probably like El Pollo version 5.0.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
How
how
is
Image does that.
Aphrodite's solo comic so far?
I was gonna say Daniel Warren Johnson really hasn't done a lot of solo books himself. Usually he does like kind of a collaboration with other people. I've read some of his stuff from Image and I think it was Dark Horse. He did some stuff. It'd be nice to actually see like his own story because Lee Meyer is really good about doing that in Image by himself. You
Yeah.
know. But
With the Aphrodite's spinoff from Cyberforce, how's that so far?
oh, that Aphrodite has been a freaking amazing. It's
Cool.
it's it's cool that it's a different storyline. It's like it. She doesn't even know she's part of the Cyber Force at all. She doesn't realize anything. As far as that, she knows she has a job to do, and that's to protect and serve. That's all. That's the only thing she knows to do.
Yeah.
But she knows that she's supposed to help this guy do a certain thing. So she's kind of conflicted. She's like, all right, I want to go out and do what I want to do, but I can't because I have this mission that I have to do to make sure he's okay. Um, well, not knowing the whole time the Cyberforce lab people made her, into what she is. Because that's kind of the catch is like Aphrodite was a human being at one point. Yeah. And then she put her soul and her consciousness
Hmm.
into the machine body, which is why she is who she is.
Hmm.
Um, and then after that, they get to make clones of her. That's why they're up to IX, and then this one is V. This is number 5 out of the series of Aphrodite's. So it's interesting to see how it's going to go because this new series that came out this year, 5, is set way back when, in the 90s era. Because it's set where because the last one that came out before this was Aphrodite IX, which would be number 9. You know, this is
Okay.
number 5. So this story has to be set way back when Cyblade and everybody else were just being brought together, or at least being built at that time.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Um, you read that last issue of Cyberforce, right? From last week.
Yes, I did. I did.
What
That was good.
would you think about Ripclaw being back?
It's pretty cool. He looks different, which is fine. Got to change with the times. His story to, I guess, to making it into the team was pretty bloody as anything.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing is that he was different, but you knew who he was. I was like all the
Hmm.
characters in the Cyberforce comic, like that's Cyblade, that's Runner, that's Rip Claw. So we're just waiting for the rest of them to show up. Now,
Yeah.
the question of the day is: are we going to have a Cyberforce versus Bloodstrike issue? Because we all had that in the '90s. You had Cyberforce because it was all done by Liefeld. Remember, Liefeld and Silvestri were doing those Bloodstrike, Cyberforce, Youngblood, they were all kind of like connected at the hip together. So I wonder if they're going to do kind of a crossover or not. I mean, Bloodstrike's done now. Brutalist, they finished up. So the 24 was the last issue, you know. And so let's talk about that for a minute too, because a lot of people might not understand what happened. So a couple of years ago, when Bloodstrike originally came out, there was 3 or 4 different volumes of it. Well, they ended up starting over. They went from like issue one all the way to 22. Then they stopped, and then they went to 25 through 29. Well, everybody kept saying, "Well, what happened with 23 and 24?" They said, "You'll get it someday," which is exactly what happened with Brutalist. You end up getting
Awesome.
issue 0, and you got issue 23 and 24, which is like, okay, there you go. Now you have the whole series together. So collaboratively, if you didn't ever read the rest of it, it ain't going to make a whole lot of sense to you reading the new stuff from Brutalist today.
Right. I never got a chance to get into Bloodstrike as much. I think I've got issues 1 and 2, but high school came around and I just started getting busy with extracurricular activities and going to visit family during the summertime. So I never really got a chance to get back into comic books till after high school.
And that was the thing. Like I've been reading comics since the '80s, so doesn't mean I have everything since the '80s. It just means I've been reading since the '80s because I've been a lot of damn comic books if I had them all since the '80s. Um, but there was a lot of great stories. I loved Mike Giffen and those guys,
Mhm.
Silvestri, a lot of those stories that they were doing with the whole Top Cow slash Image combination kind of thing was
Yeah.
great. Michael Turner, doing his thing with Fathom and Witchblade and those kind of things, so That's and we have a new Witchblade book coming out soon, so
Hmm.
it's going to be kind of cool. And it's not Sarah Bashini this time; it's somebody brand new, which is kind of nice. It's a refreshing new version of the Witchblade,
Yeah,
sort of like they did with what's his name, the Darkness. The Darkness was the male version of Witchblade, but it was also the anti-Witchblade, as well. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on.
yeah. We have a couple pages in one of these image books I've got over here somewhere. I haven't read it yet.
All right. So talking to our people in the chat, they say we needed some Exo Squad. Dude, I would love to see Exo Squad come back. You know, Robotech. So let's talk. So all right, Robotech. Everybody knows I'm a Transformers fan, and I love Robotech and Macross. Um, Robotech actually is got a movie working. Harmony Gold is working on a movie for Robotech, and it's been in work for like 20 years. But they've actually got actors and people like that going to be tied to it, and they are nobody that you know, which is great for Robotech. Actually, use a bunch of no names, you put them into the to be Rick Hunter, Lisa Hayes, and everybody. So they haven't really previewed hardly anything from it either, but they've already got the script done. They're already producing stuff for it.
Right.
So I can't wait to see it come out now. The hard part for me is that I love Macross the anime. I grew up with it, since the 80s all the way through now, which Robotech was the bastardized version of Macross and two other series combined, into the Masters and New Generation. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I can guarantee the first Robotech movie, though, will be the Macross saga. There's no way it's going to go straight to the Masters or New Generation.
Heck yeah. I can't wait for that. I was in Germany when that first came out, and they showed a couple of episodes on like Saturday morning cartoons on the old AFN network there. And I did have one of the figures. Well, actually, I had an action figure and one of the jets too. But I never got back into the cartoons, so I've got Funimation, so maybe it's on there, and I have to hop on there and rewatch them.
Yeah, you definitely need to jump on that. But the problem is Funimation doesn't have Robotech. That's Harmony Gold specific with Bandai and Toonami.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have to go buy the cheap DVDs, and they're actually really cheap. I think you can get the whole set for like $40, and it's all 85 episodes.
Okay.
Uh, so
We do
that
have
was on
a
Amazon.
well, we do have a store in town. It's a sister chain to FYE, and they sell used DVDs. They always do like buy one get one for $1 or buy two get one free. So I'll look into their animation section and see if they got it, and then send you some pictures. Make sure it's the right ones.
Definitely. Yeah, because I mean, there was lots of releases of Robotech. I mean, they had the original releases, then you had these box sets, and then you had singles, and then you had the remastered, and then they had stuff. Actually, reminds me, I got a set you can borrow of mine. You can just borrow my Robotech set, and then just my
Okay.
Protoculture set, and then that way you can watch it, and it's got all the movies and all the extra stuff with it too. I'll just send it your way.
All right. Sweet. Yeah, man. Um, and then one of our local gals, her name is Demi. Um, I sold her some comic books that she was looking for. She's a big DC person, and she's actually heading her way to Japan in the next couple of days. She's like, I'm gonna use this money to fund you a transformer over there. It's like, all right, I'll
Now,
take
is
one.
that the same Demi that's in our page?
Yes.
Okay. Well, hey, if she's going to Japan, I need to get a hookup then, because because me and bots,
Oh
they're my
yeah.
thing. And we just got $5 in the super chat.
Woohoo.
We got some money. Woohoo! Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it, brother. Um, but yeah, there's I got a buddy over there too. You might know him, Steve Benson. He's over there too in Japan. He lives in Okinawa. So he's been looking for us too. The problem is that where he lives in Okinawa, there's not a lot of stuff there compared to like Tokyo and Narita and Hiroshima and stuff. Those areas get a lot more stuff. than of course in Okinawa does. But I mean, he found my Macross. What was it? Which one is it? The BF-31, the Siegfried from Macross Delta or Macross Frontier. He sent that
Uh-huh.
to me from there, and so they have so much better stuff than we do.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, definitely. I always wanted to go over there. Dagnabbit.
You definitely got to go. There's a mall over in Tokyo that you just get lost into for days if you're a toy collector. I mean, it's just crazy. Like I remember, last time I was there was I want to say when was it? Oh six or oh five, I think. The last time I was there, it was 8 stories tall. So think of it, 8 stories tall building of just electronics, toys, and collectibles. That was it.
They got a hotel in
And
there too. I have to stay there.
they do right next door. So so literally, what I did is I was in the military at the time, so um, is I went there and literally I stayed in the hotel next door, which was like a Ramada equivalent, whatever. Literally
uh,
got up at 6 in the morning. The doors opened at 7. I was there until about 8 o'clock that night. The next, and then I said okay, and I did it for 3 days straight, just like that, just
yeah.
going through stuff because there was so much cool stuff. Because remember, Transformers had just started coming out. Masterpiece stuff had just started coming out too at that time. So I was grabbing anything and everything Transformers they had, Macross, Robotech, you name it. They had deals.
Wow.
Akihabara, that's it. Our G knows which one I'm talking about. Um, yeah, that's it. Akihabara. Man, I forgot about that. Um, yeah, that place is phenomenal. It's also called, if you go over there too, sometimes it's called the Tech Mart Mall in Tokyo, or it's called the uh, what was it? The Travel Mart as well, because there's a lot of travel stuff in there too.
Yeah.
That they have, like little travel size stuff that if you want to get, like for kids and stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah, man.
But yeah, the yeah, Transformers. That's my go-to. I mean, hell, y'all seen my collection. You guys know how many I got, and
Yeah.
that's not even showing all the totes and stuff I have full of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. I've only had the originals and the ones that you can get at Walmart and Walgreens now, so pretty stoked.
Well, and the cool part is that you're gonna be able to get a lot of stuff that you can never get either. Like exclusive stuff. Like I've got a lot of Japanese and Korean exclusives as well from the '90s and 2000s that you pay a lot of money for those things, but you go into Japan or in Korea, you find those things. You find them they're still there. It's just nuts. Like where is it? Um, if I can't knock everything down while I'm doing this.
Adam Fry, only if you're paying.
So this guy. All right. So this is Big Convoy, which is part of a 2-pack set. And I've got the other guy, but he's just kind of hidden in there. Be hell to take him out.
Yeah.
Um, when this set originally came out, it was $80. Now this set goes for $400. So,
Yeah.
but you gotta remember, we're talking. This was circa 2000, 2001. Almost 20 years old. So you can find stuff like this still there at the original prices sometimes. So I highly recommend if you make your ass a trip, get your ass to Japan and get some stuff.
Yeah, dude. Gotta win the lottery first. I'm gonna start looking to buy myself a house in the next year or so. We'll see how that goes. So some money is gonna be limited.
Somebody gonna be broke is what they're gonna be.
Yeah. So y'all come on down and see me in Columbia, South Carolina. We'll do some hunting down here.
You're gonna be restricted to Walmart's, Walgreens, and whatever Targets you have right there. You ain't gonna be hunting much more.
Nah, collecting, saving.
Yeah, the cool part though is when you're gonna have a house. You're gonna have something that's you can invest into, and it's an investment. Like we have a
Hmm.
lot of toys, a lot of comics. Those are investments, for us. Those are things that we love to play with and love to read and love to take care of. But a house, you can't. That is the best investment you can have, except for a family. You invest in a family, you invest into your house, you're good to go. Home and family, it's the most important things. All this toys and comics and stuff is great, but that's even more important.
Oh yeah, and then I need to get my own kind of man cave or man room to put everything out, and I've got so much stuff and like in my closet on the shelves and whatnot. I need to start displaying them, so I need a place my own.
I hear you there, man. I've got two bookcases and a shit ton of comics around me.
Oh,
um,
Nightwalker, don't get me started with a Thundercats movie. Gosh.
the
Uh,
what?
oh, a Thundercats movie would be great. That's what Nightwalker said.
Uh, I don't know, man. If they did a Thundercats movie now, it would be cheesier than dirt, because I mean it was bad enough when we had Masters of the Universe,
Yeah.
but I mean, but at least they tried to do they tried the best they could do, but good grief, they killed the story by putting them on Earth. Just keep them on Eternia, and that would have been easier. Thundercats. I don't know. I mean, the CGI is could be done great. Don't get me wrong, like the aesthetics and what they can do, but I don't know, like the character, like who would play Lion-O? Who would play Panthro? And Chitara, Tigra, and all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Welcome in, Matt. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, Art says he bought a suitcase, another suitcase. Yep, I brought three with me when I went to Japan. Not Walker
Um,
says Thunderbutts.
is Tech Chucker, is that Matt?
That's Matt. Yeah.
Okay. I've seen him on some live shows on Brock Rivers there. I'm always watching him doing his customs.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Comments coming fast. We can keep up with. Brad Pitt's lineup. Oh
Um,
hell, no. Ain't never happening. Art G. Let's see. Comments coming in fast.
Whoops, wrong turn.
Oh gosh, no. All right. Nightwalker asked, "Did I ever go to the top layer of Alejandra?" Yes, I did. I did not buy anything because you don't want to have to declare that stuff when you're coming back home from Japan.
That's great. Kind of like
Yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about that. Um, it was it was like when I walked up there, because by the time I got to that level, I'm like, this ain't right. This is just not right. I'm going back down to the toys.
um, me and a bunch of friends went to New Orleans 8 years ago for Halloween weekend for Voodoo Fest. A bunch of good bands, and we went to Bourbon Street on Halloween night, and it was a good time. Kept on walking, and then we got into the gay district. And we're like, something's a little different here. Gotta go around here. So lots of dancing on that one.
I remember I was in Mississippi. I was living in Mississippi when I was in the service, and we went down to Mardi Gras, for Mardi Gras. And I went to this building, and there's nothing in the bottom layer, the bottom floor. It was all blacked out. Everything was upstairs, and I'm like, well, this is kind of weird. So I, of course, go upstairs, see what it is. And I walked into a bong shop, man. They were a head shop. They were selling everything in the sun. I'm like, oh hell, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm in the military. They're gonna kick my ass out of here.
uh,
Oh, and we definitely got off topic today. That's all right though.
Kyle, you're missing it today.
Ah, well, let's see. Comic wise though, so you read Extermination, right? You read the first issue. Did you read the second issue yet?
I did. Oh, and
So what do you think? What do you think about old boy Cable, young Cable?
I don't know. I had no idea what the hell he's doing with the children of Adam there. Dissecting them and doing something to them. That last part with Angel is kind of different. Unless he's like taking his because he went to the Black Vortex, so he might be kind of replacing his stuff with original wings, maybe trying to get him back to normal, and then kicking their ass back to the past. So
And that as soon as I saw that, I thought about Mutant Massacre, man, from the '80s, where freaking they tore his wings off before,
oh
his
yeah,
feather wings. And as soon as I saw him, like, oh god, what are they doing? I'm like, are they gonna? Oh, nope, he's cutting them. He's gonna take them off.
yeah,
But I think that makes more sense though. Is that they got to get him all like he's already got Iceman. He's got Angel now. All
hmm,
he needs now is Cyclops, Jean, and Beast. And hell, he knocked out Beast. He should have just grabbed both, which I don't understand why he didn't grab Beast while he was there too. But you know,
I don't
um,
know.
but he tranked him, while I was there. But it's interesting that this Cable, and you can tell this is not, the old Cable. This is a young Cable. Like this
Hmm.
reminds me of the Cable from like, the Ascani Sun, where like, Slim and Red had just raised him. Now he's
Yeah,
at this age, young. Um, we'll have to see because it just doesn't make a lot of sense right now.
no,
What's interesting though is that Ahab is in it, trying to get them all as well.
yeah,
Um, But the cool part, my favorite part though, was Old Man Logan at the end,
uh,
turning into a hound for
yeah,
under Ahab. And this is going to be crazy. They kind of alluded to that with some of the covers, like, hey, some of the X-Men are going to be taken over as hounds underneath Ahab with like, the
yeah,
children of the Atom on the cover. We already know Rachel has proponency to be turned back into a hound at any time. She's already done that twice in X-Men Gold. So we'll see if she does. But Old Man Logan as that, which brings up another topic I want to talk about is Old Man Logan. So if you look at Old Man Logan in Extermination, he's got both set of adamantium claws. Okay, in Old Man Logan the comic, he's only got one set because he's dying.
uh,
So what does that tell you? All this stuff from X Men Blue, X Men Gold, Extermination, all this must have happened before Old Man Logan is where he's at now in his comic series. Because there's no way, from a timeline perspective, could he have both sets of claws and then have a bone set and an adamantium set on Man Logan before? So I don't know. It's interesting how they're doing this, and it kind of makes a little more sense as you go through it because, like Weapon X shows him with one set of claws too. There, he's already degenerating in Weapon X as well. So there's like almost two timelines here almost. It's like you've got the timeline of where the X-Men stuff's going on, and then you got the
mhm,
time of Old Man Logan. So it makes me wonder, is like, okay, they're probably going to be like this after Extermination. Because I
yeah,
can guarantee you, once they're gone, all the stuff from, Dead Man Logan starts, it's miniseries kind of thing, and then he's gone and it's all over. But it makes me wonder, like, hey, what are they going to do with Weapon X then? You know, and that's why they kind of, you noticed over the last couple of months, they transitioned it. Old Man Logan's really not in the book as much anymore now. It's all, Sabretooth running it, and they're calling it Weapon X Force now, So it's kind of, I'm like, okay, you guys are really pulling strings here to make a name, but they're kind of doing that. I just wish they'd bring Dokken in. Bring Dokken in the Weapon X Force. Have him be part of it. Because we got Omega Red, you got Mystique, you got Sabretooth, you know, and Death Strike. So it's like, come on, bring Dokken in. You just had Dokken with you for Hunting for Wolverine for the last 3 issues or 4 issues.
yeah.
Um,
But
but
apparently
it's
he's dead in that now. So
in Hunting for Wolverine.
yeah, So, um, that sounds right. I think you're onto something there. I kind of like I miss what they did with the '80s when they would kind of put the timeline together with other issues like Spectacular Spider-Man was going on with Amazing Spider-Man. Hey, what happened here? They'll tell you, see issues, spectacular. You find out, you read it, like, oh, okay. They've done that with that. Because I'm reading all the old books from my coworker gave me, and that I've been. No, they don't really do that anymore. You know, if they want to make money, do it like that.
Yeah, well, and that tactic always worked out great, especially for us readers too. They're like, hey, you need to go read this book to understand why this is where it's at. And so you as a collector or comic reader, go find that issue and read it, you know. But now it's like, unless you have a checklist, like which Infinity Wars did great by doing the checklist in the back page. I love how they do that. You know, give
Hmm.
me checklists and stuff like that. Because if not, I have to go online to Google, you know, to like comic reading orders or something like that to figure out, all right, where is what story happen, when does it happen, and holy crap. Which is why I'm kind of glad X Men Gold and X Men Blue are ending. You know, like it ends. Deadman Logan will have his thing. Wolverine's gonna, X-23 has its own book, and then they'll just have Uncanny X-Men come out, and that'll be everything, you know.
Yeah.
But they haven't said really like Astonishing X-Men. Like, how does that tie in? Like, we got Xavier back. They've really not dealt with that yet, you know. He just kind of went in
Hmm.
la la land, you know. And they had him in that annual, you know, where
Yeah.
he revealed himself to all the new X-Men, you know, or to the original X-Men. Um, and then they went and killed a whole freaking town. Literally, they killed the whole town. You know, and Xavier's like, you got to deal with that. You guys did it. Deal with it. Stop being whiny kids. Um, so it's kind of interesting. I want to see what happens because in X-23, of course, we got the Cuckoos back, but then also in X-Men Red, we got Cassandra Nova back, you know, who is the sibling, twin of Charles Xavier. But the last issue kind of made it sound like nothing really happened. You know, they just said, "All right, we're done. That's the end of the series." It's like, well, hold up here. You guys just had this big push, Cassandra Nova versus Jean Grey kind of thing, and then this last issue said Jean Grey goes across, talks to everybody in the world, and say, "Here you go. Here's the proof. Wasn't me. Wasn't me." They still haven't dealt with Cassandra Nova yet. You know, they
Yeah.
haven't dealt with her yet. So it's like, come on, people.
Yeah, I see her coming back in probably the like 12 through 15 or something like that issues of those. Kind of to just like the big circle they usually do when they have a storyline. They go one part, this part, this part, this part, and put them all in together at the end. And yeah, we'll see her again. Um, Astonishing. I just like it. It's so good. They're doing such a damn good job with it. I'm not sure if you read the last one that just came out
Yep.
yesterday. Yeah, it's
I I love how Rosenberg and those guys have been doing it, dude. It's been killing it. Greg Land and them. I mean,
yeah.
I love how it's been going and astonishing. I mean, it's kind of cool because gives you that '70s feel. You know, it's like you read that, you
Mhm.
see Dazzle, you see Banshee, you see these guys. You're like, dude, this is like reading the old X-Men. You know, like you would read in the '80s or '70s. You know, um, it's crazy, you know, what they're doing with that book. I like it though because it's like Marvel Comics presents. They're rotating, artists and rotating writers, rotating even the characters, as much.
Yeah.
I mean, but you do kind of feel sorry for Havoc though. You kind of it
Hmm.
makes you feel sorry for him because he was contribute. When the whole Axis thing happened and he got inverted from being a good guy into a bad guy, and then now he just got reverted back. But then at the same time, he knows mentally what he did, as a bad guy, and now he's trying to atone for it. And everybody's like, "Oh hell no, go f off! I don't want to
Yeah.
talk to you. Havoc. Go away.
Yeah.
Leave me alone."
You killed so many mutants. What are you doing here? I don't know. But yeah, they all have like a chip on the shoulder too. Um, Dazzler's not her band's not doing too well, and they didn't really want her in the group. But now she's like, forget that. I'm in the group now. On Warpath, he's like babysitting Havoc. Havoc's trying to get his good side back. Colossus got dumped. He's a drunk Russian now. And then you've got You got Banshee. Well, you had Banshee. They're
Yeah,
like, where'd he go? That was
it's like
great.
he got lost. He's like, what happened here? And then you throw Beast in there too, and Beast is like, oh god, I'm supposed to be the smart guy with everybody.
I think Beast is like the babysitter besides Warpath.
Uh, I mean, it's a cool story. It kind of, it's almost like a New Mutants kind of feel, almost like, it's like you got a ragtag group of people put together, and then this is what you get. You shake them in a ball and you throw them out, and here you go.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
so I did want to talk about New Mutants too from last week. You read the issue 6, right? You read the
Which
ending,
one?
Dead New Mutants, Dead Souls.
Oh yes, I did. That came out of nowhere. I was good. Wow.
That was a surprise from hell at the end of the book. I
Yeah.
was like, I did not expect that whole, tech anarchy slash warlock being back.
Yeah. And the one lady, she's basically like, "Yeah, I've been looking for my brother, so I'm this part of my missing part of my soul here. So bring him back in. Let's do this." And then yeah, the warlock thing, I didn't see that even coming. Even though they were putting things in at the end of each issue, I'm like, "Where's this going?" And then you're like, "Oh, well, damn."
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting because like in the end of every issue they were talking, Warlock was trying to plead with these people, leave me alone, I don't want to do this. He was trying to stay separated, and he thought he was just helping people out. And then he of course starts infecting all these people, with the
Mhm.
tech anarchy. And then at the end we see the whole team's been infected, but they still know who they are. So that's kind of different than what had happened before. It's like the whole
Mhm.
Douglas like situation. Remember when Cypher had originally got part of, it was Cypher with Warlock. He got combined and he was part of the Phalanx and stuff like that.
Yeah.
These guys, like Magic and them, they're still themselves, even though they've been part of the hive or whatnot. They're still themselves, which is different than what we've seen before with Phalanx.
And then you also have some of them are even clones of the older characters or older version of the characters too, which is interesting. So we'll see what stories come out after that.
Yeah, I mean that was still one of my favorite series from the '90s. Was the Phalanx Covenant. The ramp up. With Cameron Hodge all the way up to the Covenant, and then you had them all come in and they figure out, oh crap, we can't assimilate mutants, which is funny because that was their big thing was is that the Tech Anarchy and the Phalanx could not assimilate mutants, but they can support them. So that's I think that's what they kind of went with this story is like, we can't completely absorb you, but we can help support you by giving you augmentation kind of things. Because you can kind of see like they were half human slash half phalanx.
Yeah, yeah. It was just out of the out of the blue. The whole ending of it was a big surprise. I haven't seen that in a while.
Uh, Well, and the sad part is like Shan's brother didn't really want to be back with her again. You can kind of tell that. Like he was happy just being away from her. But that's probably the problem though, is like if they would have stayed apart too far, they probably both would have died because they're part of the same soul. So it would have been like, all right, you're both in Mephisto's area now. You're in limbo. All right. So let's see. Let's see what we got from comments and down here. Let's see. All right. I'm trying to see what Nightwalker said here. Talking about Warlock taking the glove from Thanos. That's the one character they fucked up in the MCU. I'll just be blatant honest. Um, I think BJ's frozen again.
Yep.
Uh,
There you go.
you had to put your power plug in, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm at like 40%. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. um, yeah, so I'm just gonna be honest. They've blatantly screwed up Warlock in the MCU universe. They've had so many opportunities to bring him out already. They've showed his cocoon twice. They could have brought him out during Infinity War. They could have brought him out during the last Guardians movie. And they've already said they're not going to really bring him out. They said it's not. He's not going to be the end all be all, which tells me he's probably going to be in Avengers 4. I guarantee you, Captain Marvel is going to have something to do with Adam Warlock as well. I bet there's going to be a reveal that she was the one who found the cocoon probably. Because remember, Warlock was built by the Kree. He was built by the Kree a long time ago. They built him and they built her from Infinity Crusade. So I can see them bringing him back as one of the pieces parts of them, because they've showed the cocoon twice in movies within the MCU universe. So he'll be here eventually, but they could have just stopped all of Infinity War with just having Warlock there, because he had enough power to fight Warlock even with the Infinity Gauntlet. So and he was the one who took it away from him, pretty much smacked him in an Infinity Gauntlet, the series. They said, "Nope,
Yeah.
my gauntlet, you're dead, Thanos. Bye bye." So I'm hoping. Like I said, I think he'll be in Avengers 4. I think he'll be one of the characters for it.
Um, I guess. Somehow, some way. If not that, maybe the second Doctor Strange as well. Something they got to get him in there. Um, some maybe at the end of Avengers 4, they take the gauntlet to a person and then they introduce Adam Warlock like that.
Well, and the cool thing though is that we were talking about Warlock and the Infinity Watch last week. They've got pretty
Mhm.
much all the characters already.
Yep.
They've got Drax, they've got Gamora. The only people we don't have is Pip, which I could give two shits about. Um,
Oh,
and then Moondragon. Well, Moondragon is it's a hard one to do because she's from a parallel universe, blah blah blah. It'd be kind of hard to bring her in right now. What they could do is take two other people, make them the Infinity Watch, with Warlock. So it's interesting because and there's a caveat here. We all know Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is indefinitely on hold because of the whole James Gunn situation. Well, this is a good platform to start loading up. Hey, load up people to be the Infinity Watch now. If Infinity Wars, they just made a new Infinity Watch in there, with all these characters, and it was funny. Like they just put all these people that are like, yeah, that ain't gonna work out so well for you.
yeah.
Not at nobody wanted to be there. Um, and Gamora just said, "Screw, I'm gonna kill you all," and literally killed Star Lord, killed, Captain America. He freaking pushed Captain America in. And I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. We all know that's gonna
Yeah.
get retconned, real fast.
Oh yeah.
Hell, it was retcon within 2 issues. Star Lord was killed. Star Lord was alive. Never happened.
uh, Power of the Stones.
Oh yeah. All right. So BJ, what'd you get this week, man?
Excuse me. Walking Dead 183. I'm in two more and I'm done. Just start picking up the um, trades for that. X-Men Gold number 35. One more issue, I believe, for this one. Star Wars 53. I'm really liking this storyline as well. I know some people don't like the artwork, but I think it's pretty good. Really good. Han
Who's
Solo and
the who's the writer on that one?
it is uh, Kieron Gillen.
Okay, Gillen.
Keiron.
Okay,
Not Karen Gillan, but Kieran Gillen.
Kieran Gillen. Okay.
Yeah. Astonishing X-Men number 15. Pretty cool. Pretty cool cover. And catching up, playing catch up. This is BJ's catch up comic of the week. Definitely Heyman's number one.
I'm glad you got that book. What'd you think?
Yep.
Did you read it?
Yep. Read it today. That's pretty. pretty nuts. And
Yeah,
they've got 2 and 3 there, so I'll probably pick that up next week on paycheck.
Duff. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was crazy at the end where they killed Maximus and Lockjaw in like 2 seconds by Roz killing them.
yeah, they
Um,
killed Triton too. I like Triton.
yep.
Damn it.
Yeah, there was no try. I'm like, okay, the only people really left was what Medusa, Karnak, and then Black Bolt, and that's pretty much it.
No, Medusa's sister.
Oh yeah, yeah, but she's kind of like a pseudo inhuman. She's like half mutant, half inhuman. Crystal, she's gonna die anyways. I mean, she's died so many times in comics.
Yeah,
Um,
I did find the Silver Surfer here, but I already put it up. So
nice.
hallelujah, hallelujah.
I got mine at Walgreens. I actually got lucky and got mine ordered. In for from Canada when it first came out. A buddy of mine sent me that and the thing from Canada, and then I ended up buying the two Silver Surfers and then sending those out to other people.
Cool. You already got the thing?
Yep,
Man, that's a nice figure right there.
it is. And that's why I have my shelf of Fantastic Four over here with Namor down the ground like usual.
Uh,
I just need to get a couple more villains to go with them. All I have is the build a figure Galactus right now.
hmm Gotta get that build a figure Terax.
Yeah, yeah. I'd rather have the Annihilus
Yeah,
than the Terax because I mean Annihilus was a bigger character. That and the Dragon Man. That Dragon Man's expensive though.
yeah, it is.
That and the Ping Pang Foom. I'm like no, negative.
Yeah.
Nope, not paying those kind of dollars for it. All right. Oh, let me show you what I got this week. I got a bunch of stuff. Um, start with all the independent stuff first.
Got Ramon.
All right, Aphrodite, IX.
All
This
right.
is a cool cover. I love this cover.
Oh yeah.
And this it's a one shot. It's called Ares. So I want to see how it goes. I'm hoping they're bringing her back though into Cyberforce though, or at least bring the Aphrodite V over to Cyberforce. We got the Unexpected number 4.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, number 6 of Brimstone. We got Justice League number 7. We got Sandman, the Dreaming number 1 of the miniseries.
Okay.
So this is a spinoff from the last one, the Sandman universe that came out a couple weeks ago. And then the variant copy or B cover of it.
Cool.
And then we got Hellboy, Volume 4. So I'm gonna have to give Kyle crap now. Kyle got me into these, and he better be picking these up. If not, I'm gonna get on like, dude. Okay, you got me into buying all these, and guess what? Where's yours at?
All right.
All right, and now Marvel. And there's a lot of Marvel this week. Okay. So first up, we got Venom, the first host.
Oh yeah.
Um, this is number 2. This is a phenomenal read. Like, I'm probably gonna start a new segment on my channel, just like comic of the week.
Yeah.
This one is pretty damn awesome. If you don't know out there, everybody, that yeah, they said Deadpool was the first host of of the Venom symbiote. This just retconned that real fast, and it shows that it comes from another world. Of course, we know Clintar is the world of the symbiotes. This tells you who actually did it, who brought Venom to Earth. So this is definitely an interesting story. Highly recommend it. Um, we got the variant cover of Venom First Toast number 2.
Cool.
We got the, of course, Astonishing X-Men, the Wanted cover.
Yeah.
But then I also got this one, the Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider cover variant.
Cool.
I want all these. I want all these damn covers. Freaking Rosie put it out there, and as soon as he put those pictures, I'm like, damn it, I gotta get them all. X-Men Gold, 35. We only got one more, man. Only one more after this
Mm.
one. Weapon X,
Oh, that's pretty
33.
cool.
Yeah, Greg Land and these guys and Horn and those guys have been doing great with it. I'm just loving the artwork. It's like a painting, not Deadpool number 4, the Cosmic Ghost Rider variant. Him riding a freaking trike. That's just freaking awesome, dude. Captain America number 3. Cap's actually in hiding again. Um,
Oh,
I have to see what that's about. I don't know. I haven't read that one yet. Cap versus Cosmic Ghost Rider. It looked like Ghosty ain't doing so good in that one. The Immortal Hulk and the Cosmic Ghost Rider Immortal Hulk variant. This
yeah,
is
that's
kind
the
of an
one I saw.
interesting thing, because remember the whole thing where, in Thanos, where Cosmic Ghost Rider and the Hulk were working for Thanos? It's kind of cool that it comes kind of back, back to there where, okay, it's Ghost Rider versus Hulk now. And he ain't just a pet of Thanos anymore. We got Avengers number 7, the first Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And, it's freaking awesome. It's a woolly mammoth, you know. I wasn't able to get the freaking variant for the Ghost Cosmic on that one. They were out of it already, which irritated me.
They made a variant Cosmic Ghost Rider for the original Ghost Rider. That's pretty cool.
The the Cosmic Ghost Rider variant for Avengers.
Yeah.
Damn you. Of course, Thanos Legacy came out this week, which of
Yeah,
course this is a kind of a tie-in. It's kind of like, we had Thanos, annual number 1. This is gonna be the tie-in from here to Infinity Wars, like what happened, kind of
yeah.
thing. The Cosmic Ghost Rider variant of that one.
Okay.
And it's cool though because look at this. You can notice you have the Punisher here. That's
Yep.
the real Punisher. He's the Punisher too.
Yep.
That's
Spoiler.
kind of interesting. Yeah. Uh, let's see. Got the Rotten Limb variant of Thanos Legacy.
That's a beaut right there.
Yes, I saw it. I had to get it. But this one was actually the one that took the cake for me though. The George Perez cover.
Wow.
And I was like, I gotta have the Perez one.
Yeah, man.
Let's see here. Cosmic Ghost Rider, the actual real Cosmic Ghost Rider comic, number
Did
3.
they make a variant of that one for Cosmic Ghost
They
Rider?
did. They did. They did make a variant, and it's not a versus variant either. Though.
Oh,
I guess it's only on like non-cosmic books. Got as Guardians of the Galaxy. Angela leading the team now. This is an
yeah.
Infinity Wars tie-in, so you're gonna have to get this one.
Yeah, you gotta let me know how it is first, and then I'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got
Maybe.
Valkyrie. It's got the Destroyer, Angela. I mean, it's going to be pretty good. I mean, I just got a feeling it'll be pretty good. We'll have to see. And
Yeah.
then, kind of a spoiler. This is the variant, but you can see who's on here. This is the MCU
But,
Nebula. This is not
yeah.
the normal Nebula. So, makes me think like this is going to be in an alternate kind of situation.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
I saw a page of it, and I saw it. So I was like, oh,
You're gonna. I can't. You need to read this. You need to go get the other issues and just read this damn thing. Oh
okay.
my god. It,
I'll be picking
it's
them up soon.
and then I picked up some old ones from my X-Men set.
All right.
Oldies but goodies. And last comic, actually no, not the last comic. Last pickup from Hypno this week.
What
Getting
issue
those
is that?
whole 255
All right.
Freedom Force. All right, I got something else I want to show. I got it in the mail. You guys probably saw it when I posted it last night when I got it in. But my buddy Paul Coolis drew these for me.
Oh wow.
And so this is the Sam Keith version of Spider-Man and Wolverine. So he drew after them.
Yeah, dude. Better frame that.
Oh yeah, these are definitely going in frames. That wasn't the only thing he sent me though. He also sent me this.
Heck yeah.
So you've got the Rubenstein Wolverine, and then of course you got the Ramita Hulk up there. So I love how they did this. He did an
Yeah.
awesome job of this. Last but not least, I want to show this thing off. Now, this of course is just the death of Elektra. Where she fought Bullseye. But this actually has something real special in it.
Fig Life Miami.
What's up? Big Life. What up, brothers? I can't tell. Is it Alex or who is it this time? This is what I wanted to show.
All
Frank?
right. Whew.
Yeah. Um,
When are you
this
sending
will
that one
probably
out?
be, huh?
When are you sending that one out?
I don't know if I will or not. It's one of those things. It's like, as soon as I slab it, I can't see it, Because this is what they used to do in the 70s and 80s. They would sign the first page. They wouldn't sign the actual cover, you know? I don't know. Damn. Yeah. Like I did. I was so shocked when I opened that box up last night. I'm like, holy fuck, man! Because Miller costs like $700 to $1,000 now to get stuff done.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, and his signature is always expensive now to get. I'm like, good grief, almighty. Okay, so he said it's Abel. Abel, thank you for coming in, man. Um, Alex, he said his eyes don't. I'll let you read that comment.
Oh god.
Got the crew in here tonight, but yeah, that's everything I got this week so far. I got a bunch of toys stuff in, but that's gonna be my unboxing video. You guys have to watch. I've already taped it today, so that'll be going out later.
Yeah,
Um,
I grabbed a couple too. Some Walgreens and some of them are not putting some of their old Avengers and old Spider-Man waves on sale. So I grabbed a couple of the Onslaught wave. I'm just looking for the Catwolf and the Blade guy so I can finish that up. And I'm probably gonna start doing some customs here and there. So use those as pieces. My roommate just gave me his old Dremel drill, and I just bought a kit. So start doing some stuff.
Definitely, you can have some fun with that one, man. I
Yeah,
mean, so
well, it's fun. It's fun to
how
watch
much?
Brock do his live stuff too, because um, he basically says this for beginners, which it is. So he gives you ideas, and I've been talking to him here and there through Messenger and whatnot. And I'm gonna do the Silver Surfer first and chrome that bad boy out and put some magnets in this feet and whatnot and on the board too.
Yeah, see, I might go get the Toy Biz one to use that board instead than the
Yeah.
one that came with them because I like that one better. You know, because the only thing that irritated me about the Surfer one was there's only one peg in there.
Yep.
That's what kind of irritated me was it's like this is what happens because when you don't have two legs or two
Yep.
pegs, you know. I mean, he sits and everything like he looks good and stuff, but like the other thing too is like I tried to use some SH Fig Arts, those stands for it, and it doesn't hold it well. It doesn't have the right
Mm.
clamps. You have to get like a modified clamp to hold it to do that. Whereas the old board, you could do that with.
Oh.
But yeah, like I said, I'm done with the Fantastic Four, and I'm done with the X-Men wave. So now I just need the new Vintage wave to come out, which that's already been pre-ordered through BBTS.
Which one?
The new Vintage wave with like Vision, Hawkeye, and all of them.
Yeah, I like the Hawkeye. I think I'm gonna grab that one. That looks pretty good.
They did get. I mean, I want the Vision the most out of it. Is because it's an actual no crap comic green and yellow version of him. It's not a white one. It's not a clear one. It's not off. It's not the Ultimate or Marvel Now version. It's the classic, and I think that's why I like the Vintage line is because it is a comic classic line.
Yeah.
And that's what I grew up with. Now, granted, the Black Widow, and as I look at it, it still looks like crap to me.
Oh, really? Damn.
uh, Let's see. IG Man, since Marvel has a Justice League Dark, who would you put in an Avengers Dark team? I say Blade, Ghost Rider, Scarlet Witch, Magic, and Man Thing.
I don't think I already
They
have
had
some Dark
that
Avengers.
similar. It was Spirit. The Spirits of Vengeance. They've already did that similarly like that, where they're. But the problem is like in Marvel, they don't really do magic well. DC does magic a lot better, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they nailed it really well. DC has. Doctor Fate is the shit.
Yeah. Have you been reading Justice League Dark, the new series?
No, nope, not yet.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Hoopla.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be wanting to read that if you want to see some fate.
All right. They did have some Dark Avengers out in 2010, 2012 with Osborn running it, and he was the Iron Patriot. Dakin was Wolverine.
Yeah.
Sentry was in there, and I can't remember who was the Spider-Man guy, but
Oh, it was shit. Um, it wasn't Doc Ock. It was
some dude was an actual spider. I remember that.
it was Kane. It was Kane, the Scarlet
Okay.
Spider. Not
Oh,
not
okay.
the not Ben Riley, but the Kane version.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I love Dawkins. I mean, it's a cool concept. Like, if you haven't read Wolverine Origins to understand like where he came from, like Dawkins and stuff, and why he hates Wolverine, and literally people have to remember, Dawkins is the only legitimate son or daughter of Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that you need to go read that. Um, all right. Now my phone's about to die. So you know what that means,
Okay.
people.
Yep.
Because mine does that goofy damn thing when I plug it in, remember? Every time I plug the power in, it's going to die.
Yep.
Uh,
So
so at least we got to everything tonight.
yeah. I found out
uh,
if you pull your screen down, it says ongoing video call. You just tap to return the call, and it brings you back.
yep, there you
So,
go.
but for like
But yeah,
10 seconds, then it'll go back again.
yep.
So that's dumb.
So everybody out there, thank you guys for coming tonight. It's been fun. We did 2 hours tonight. It's been a great time with everybody. I do want to thank everybody that came out to the stream tonight. I really appreciate it. We're trying to get this out there to multiple pages, to multiple areas, so everybody can see it. Um, yes, we're the Syndi-Comics stream, but we're just the same guys, that's around everywhere else in the world. And we're on all these groups. We love comics, we love toys, we love everything. We love you guys. You guys keep coming out to us. Keep talking to us. BJ,
Yeah.
do you have anything else before we close it up tonight?
I had a blast. A lot of people talking through the live stream. It was great. Yeah, I mean, we got carried away on some things, but it was fun. And we hope we will have Kyle back next week, so that'll be nice. And we can find out what's he been doing besides riding a motorcycle.
I know, right? Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, Kyle took kind of a vacation from us. So we give him lots of crap, especially today, and said, "You better get your butt back here. I don't care if you got books or not. You can still talk to us." So Kyle said, "Okay, I'll come back next week." So like, we're gonna hold him to that. We're gonna hold him to that now. All right.
All right.
Um, but yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. You guys take it easy and have it going, and we'll see you guys next week. All right, you guys take it easy. Oh, and don't forget, Transformers is in 3 weeks on Thursday.
So we won't be live streaming that day.
Not be live streaming that day. Nope.
We'll ask Josh if we can live stream on a Wednesday
I
instead.
know, right? It's like, can we see? I can't though. I do comic auctions on Wednesdays. It's the only reason
Uh,
why I'm not doing. I
okay.
run part of those.
Well, we'll do
Uh,
it a Sunday night or something.
yeah, we'll figure it out. We got plenty of time.
Do that.
Okay, people. You guys take it easy, and we'll see you guys next week. This has been Nate. This has been BJ. You guys have a great time now. All right, all right, all right.